We are A.O.I, the awakening of Israel. We are Israelites. You so-called blacks and Spanish and Native Indian, you are Israelites.
Right.
You are chosen by the Most High God of Israel.
That's right.
The creator of the world, the earth that you're walking around on, going to and fro. You are an Israelite. Though you have never been taught this, you never heard this before, you are an Israelite, according to the scriptures. According to the Bible that is on everybody in everybody's house. Every hotel that you visit, it states that you are the Israelites. And the Bible is only speaking to you.
Right.
Constantly. From Genesis to Revelation, it's only speaking to the Israelites, God's chosen people. Everybody heard of the chosen people, but they don't know where they are. They just read about it, they think it's some type of myth. But I'm here today, we are here today to let you know it's not a myth. We are the Israelites. We are the chosen people of Israel, the chosen nation of God. We are here. We've always been here. But because of our sin, because of our sin, let me get 1 John 3 and 4. Because of sin, we are in a position that we in today where we don't know who we are, bro. That's why we walking around today calling ourselves blacks, African Americans, Negroes, niggas, because we don't know who we are. Let's get that. What is sin?
This is 1 John chapter 3 and verse 4. Whosoever committed sin transgresseth also the law.
So sin is the transgression of the law of God. So let's prove all things. That's what the Bible says, prove all things. So let's prove that we are in sin. First we got to figure out who the law was given to. Because in order to break the law must be given to you. That's why we don't know who we are. All right, take it easy, bro. Let me get Deuteronomy 4 and 4. Because first we got to figure out who the law was given to. Because we just read in 1 John 3 and 4 that sin is breaking God's laws. So you got to figure out what his law is, who the law was given to figure out who the Israelites are and what we're supposed to be doing. You got that?
1 Thessalonians chapter 5 and verse 21. Prove all things.
You hear what the Lord say? You hear what the Bible say? Read it again.
Prove all things.
That's why we out here to prove to you through the scriptures who you are, what you're supposed to be doing. You're not supposed to be just walking around to and fro in the world thinking you are African American or a Negro or a Hispanic or a Native Indian.
That's right.
You're more than that. The Most High chose you. He calls you special, a peculiar treasure to him, the apple of his eye. You're not a Negro. You're not an African American. I'm going to keep saying it until you get sick of hearing it.
Right.
Because the Most High God never chose you to do that. He never called you by that name. So why would we want to take somebody else's name and walk on that?
Right.
Or run with that? We're more than that. We special. Sister, you believe you special according to the Bible? Do you think you're more than African American? Do you know that? We reject this knowledge. We don't care. We all in our own world. We want to do what makes us feel good. The Bible says all thoughts in a man's eyes is right in his own eyes. What you got? You got this?
Hosea chapter 4 and verse 6. My people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge.
We are destroyed for a lack of knowledge, not knowing who we are, what we're supposed to be doing. And it's evident. Look how people just continue to walk on in folly, madness, foolishness. We don't care about nothing. Look around. Look at what's going on. Nobody cares. Look at the streets. Nobody cares. Look at just around the area. Nobody cares.
Bring it out.
And we wonder how we got in this situation, or do we? Let me get Isaiah 1 and 3. Because Israel, we don't even consider what's going on. We want to do what we think is right, not what is written. You got that?
Isaiah chapter 1 and verse 3. The ox knoweth his owner, and the ass his master's crib. but Israel does not know. My people does not consider.
The Lord is comparing us to two animals, saying they know who they belong to and where they come from. But his people, as of today, the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, we don't know who we are, nor who we belong to, or where we come from.
Bring it out.
All we do is accept what the enemy promotes and puts in front of us. We take their way of living and chase it and wonder why we can't succeed, because it was not made for us. Why we get paid less, why we do majority of the work, get paid half the money, even though we putting in all the work. We chasing behind a so-called American dream that leaves us at the back door, that leaves us on the bottom of society. Where our women don't listen to us as men. They don't trust our judgment. When the men hate the women hate themselves. The households are broken. Fatherless children. A destroyed neighborhood, a destroyed nation, a destroyed community. Where the elder man is supposed to, his knowledge is supposed to be on the corners right now, being taught. We supposed to humble down to the older man and listen to his wisdom, his experience. But they don't even speak to the youth. The wisdom of the old man is supposed to be a treasure. That's the complete opposite in these days. If anything, the younger are looking at the old and shaking their head, wondering why. How could this be? How did this happen under your watch? Why is our society destroyed? Why are our people on the bottom of society?
Bring it out.
Why do our women not love each other? Why they don't love themselves? Why they love the image of the enemy, of the oppressor? Why is the oppressor setting up in their neighborhood, selling them a dream? Making them think what they plaster on the wall is an image of beauty. The brother just brought out the Most High God is the author of beauty. And what he created you with is what is beauty, not what they plaster on the side of a wall. Think about these things. You can go in the gas stations right now, they got 6-foot tall podiums selling or loaded down with eyelashes for our women. Where do we get the thought that that was beauty? And how is that being unique when everybody has it? Think about these things. You need to come back to who you truly are. Stop following the ways of the oppressor. Stop envying the oppressor. Stop listening to their ways. The Bible says, never trust thy enemies. They are not for your good, never have, never will be.
Right.
You can attest for that yourself. We just saying what you always been saying. We just saying it out loud. You know them to be your enemy. You know our society to be destroyed.
Bring it up.
Am I right or am I wrong? Right or wrong, brother? Is our society destroyed? You don't care? Our people don't care. Who got us to that state of mind where we don't care? The enemy. Strategically. He been doing it since day one. Coming up with plans, schemes, and plots to keep you on the bottom. To keep dumbing you down as a whole.
Right.
To the point where you buying cigarettes, Black and Mild, and they know that it'll kill you.
Right.
And they'll tell you that it'll kill you. But what do? Constantly sell it to you. Think about these things. We gotta change our ways, bro. We gotta come out of these ways.
Bring that
We
out.
got to be the light. We gotta be the example to our youth, to our brothers and sisters coming up. We cannot keep continuing by following the ways of the enemy.
Right.
They are not going to uplift you. They never have. They always been gunning you down, killing you, locking you down, walking around, exalting themselves as gods. When they the basis of men, the Most High used the basis of men to confound his children, just to show you his power. Think about these things. I could care less how they look and how they feel. I'm gonna tell my people what the deal is.
Right.
Because the Most High commanded us to do these things.
That's
Give me
right.
Isaiah 58. Isaiah 58 and 1. Isaiah 58 and 1. This is what the Most High commanded us to do. That is why we out here right now. For you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. God's chosen people. The Israelites, we out here for you because you fell asleep, you lost your way. You got that?
Read loud for me. This is Isaiah chapter 58 and verse 1.
Right.
Cry aloud.
Cry aloud. Why? Because the Most High told us to. Why? Because we pissed off at the oppression being pushed on our people. You know? So we're going to be out here loud, not sparing your feelings, crying aloud. However, we got to get the message across. Keep reading.
Cry aloud, spare not. Lift up thy voice like a trumpet.
We out here crying aloud, sparing not your feelings. We don't care about your feelings. Right? Your feelings ain't got you in this situation, it's not going to get you out. We doing what the Most High say. Trying to get you to understand what you're supposed to be doing. Not sparing your feelings. Keep reading.
Lift up thy voice like a trumpet and show my people their transgression and the house of Jacob their sins. Cry aloud, spare not, lift up thy voice like a trumpet, and show my people their transgression, and the house of Jacob their sins.
Okay. So we out here showing our people their sins. Showing our people, his people, their sins. We ain't out here for no glory, we ain't out here for no fame. We out here for y'all because we love y'all. We love our people. We love the Israelites. And God chose you. He told us to come out here and speak to you, so that's what we're going to do. Thus saith the Lord.
That's right.
But you don't know who you are. Why? The brother brought out earlier, because we kept sinning, breaking God's law. And we read in 1 John 3 and 4 that sin is breaking God's law.
That's right.
We read in Deuteronomy 4 and 44 that the law was given to the children of Israel.
That's right.
So why don't we know who we are? Let's read that. Isaiah 65:15.
Isaiah chapter 65 and verse 15. And ye shall leave your name for a curse.
We shall what?
And ye shall leave your name for a curse.
You see that? The Most High made us lose our name, leave our name for a curse, because we constantly being disobedient to him. We want to follow the ways of the heathen, follow the ways of our enemy. Do everything but what the Most High God say to do. Come on, that. And ye shall leave
Your name for a curse unto my chosen. For the Lord shall slay thee and call his servants by another name.
Don't call us by another name. That's why we running around now saying, I'm an African American.
Right.
When I fill out my job application, I'm checking the black box. Because we don't know who we are. Why? Because the Most High took our name for a curse. Let me get that in Deuteronomy 28. Astonishment, a proverb, and a byword. One of the curses to his people for being disobedient. Let's get that.
Isaiah chapter 65 and verse 2. I have spread out my hands all the day unto a rebellious people, which walketh in the way that was not good, after their own thoughts.
Read that top part again. I don't believe they heard that.
Isaiah chapter 65 and verse 2. I have spread out my hands all the day until a rebellious people.
What type of people?
A rebellious people.
A rebellious people. The Most High is punishing a rebellious people. The so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. He got to constantly keep putting that belt on our ass, basically. So we rebellious. We do everything but what he say do. But we praying to him when we are in need of him. He tell us, stop eating the swine, stop eating the shrimp, stop eating the catfish. And then immediately, as soon as we hit the hospital from having these damn diseases, we praying to the Most High.
Damn.
Help me, help me. I told you not to eat that, but you kept eating it anyway. Oh, I know God got me. I got a relationship with him. No, you don't. Most High tell the men to put a beard on your face. What do? You try to follow your oppressor. You try to follow the enemy.
Right.
You try to live that lifestyle. Baby faces. Butt faces. You know? Most I say put a beard on your face. That's a badge of manly dignity. But you want to follow the enemy who tell you to shave your beard off so you can look like a boy. And when he call you boy, you want to get mad. The Most High gave you the remedy there. Put the beard on your face.
Right.
The woman, she wants to be treated with respect, but you're out of order. You got pants on. Your spirit is manly. Everything is spiritual. The woman want to wear the pants, she want to be manly. That's why she can't shut her mouth. That's why the man don't want to be with you. You're too manly. Where's your feminine spirit? Put the dress back on. The Bible said a woman is not supposed to usurp authority over the man. We see that all throughout society. That's what the enemy does.
Right.
Everything is out of order.
Bring it out. Precept. Isaiah chapter 3 and verse 12. As for my people, children are their oppressors.
What the Lord say?
As for my people, children are their oppressors, and women rule over them.
It's supposed to be the man, but who rule over?
And women rule over them. O my people, they which lead thee cause thee to err, and destroy the ways of thy path.
They that lead thee cause thee to err. Because the woman is not supposed to be leading. Simple as that. But everybody coming up in a single parent household living with their mama. And the men growing up feminine as hell. And when they get into a confrontation with a man, first thing they do is pull out a gun.
Right.
Because they've never learned how to deal with a man. They've never learned how to converse with a man, how to speak with a man, how to conduct themselves as men. So immediately, the first time they get challenged, they pull out a gun and try to end it. That's a coward's way out. The Bible says, bring it to that man. Converse. Hash it out. Squash it. Now, what do? Hide in our feelings and go hide behind a computer screen. Typing, putting it on social media, being feminine about it.
Right.
And then it boils over to the point where you got to kill this man when you see him. And the other nations sitting back clapping their hands, shaking their head and laughing at you. But we don't care about these things. All we care about is getting high, getting drunk, having the flyest clothes on. What does that mean? What is that? That's foolishness. Your mama don't want to teach you. She don't want to deal with you. She'll send you to every other household so she don't have to deal with you. But at the same time, collect that check for that child support. Run to the enemy to try to get some straightening because the whole household is out of order.
Right.
And what does that create? Nothing but hatred throughout the household. Destroys the household. The child don't know which way to go, what to believe. The woman is laughing because she's trying to get a little piece of money that she gonna be broke with in the next week. The man hates nothing but the woman, you know? That's why he's sleeping around with different women, trying to find happiness.
That's right.
Think about these things. It's crazy, you know? Who laughing? Who laughing? You got a what?
I got a testimony.
All praise. What you got, brother?
If I get a testimony,
What you got?
I'm gonna fill my gospel rap.
Gospel rap.
Yeah, gospel rap.
You had a whole audience up there.
Huh?
You got a whole audience up there.
Shit, fake shit.
Huh?
Huh?
You got an audience up there.
Wait.
An audience up there.
What about?
Sitting up there where you just came from. We up here for our people.
Right.
We bugged out. We don't know what's going on. So we trying to wake you up for one reason. Because you've been asleep too long. You've been loving simplicity too long. You know? Wake up, my people. This is for you. It ain't for nobody else but the nation of Israel. We here to give you understanding. Ain't nobody out here trying to tell you nothing. They want you to fall over in your folly and madness,
Right.
laying up on the sidewalk like you ain't got nothing to do with yourself.
That's right.
You know? Sitting around waiting on what? What are we waiting on?
This is Matthew chapter 18 and verse 15. Moreover, if thy brother shall trespass against thee, go and tell him his fault between thee and him.
This right here is the remedy on how to deal with your beef with your brother or your problems or your, read it again.
Moreover, if thy brother shall trespass against thee, go and tell him his
So if you got a problem with your brother, go and tell him, go ahead.
his fault between thee and him alone.
Now this goes for the brothers and the sisters. You got a problem with somebody, go talk to that person. Don't run that to somebody else so that person can add more fuel or more flame to the fire.
That's right.
Bring it to that individual that you got the problem with. Go ahead. This is the Lord speaking on how to solve these issues. Go ahead.
If he shall hear thee, thou hast gained thy brother.
And when you go to that person, they gonna admire the fact that you came to them like that. But we don't do that. We'll do everything but that. And we create more and more enemies amongst each other. The Bible said we confront our brothers and sisters with the issue that's bothering us. They'll respect us. You've been gained a brother or sister behind that. But they don't teach us that at all. That's why our brothers and sisters, that's why our nation, that's why our communities, that's why our families are destroyed. For something as simple as that. We hide behind phones and computer screens and tablets.
Right.
Posting everything on social media, sending subliminal messages. Be a man or be a woman and confront your problem with that person you got the issue with. That's not that hard. When you do the opposite, that's a coward's move. When you're too scared to deal with the people you got an issue with, you're a coward. And the Most High ain't give you a spirit of fear, but a spirit of power, love, and a sound mind. But they ain't gonna teach you that. That's why we out here. For you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, you are the Israelites, God's chosen people.
Psalm chapter 1 and verse 1. Blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly.
Blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly, meaning the sinners. Blessed. That's how you get blessed. Not by giving your money up, but not walking with the sinners or the ungodly. Keep reading.
Nor standeth in the way of sinners, nor sitteth in the seat of the scornful. Verse 2. But his delight is in the law of the Lord, and in his law doth he meditate day and night.
So instead of running around here trying to get the latest outfit, trying to impress this woman or that man, your delight should be in the law of the Lord. Meditating on it day in and day out. What does it mean to meditate? It ain't sitting Indian style with your fingers crossed doing yoga. That's not meditation. Meaning you're supposed to be reading and thinking on these scriptures day in and day out. That's what meditation is. If that be your delight, that's what you should be doing. Delight in the law of the Lord. Keep reading.
And he shall be like a tree planted by the rivers of water.
And when you do so, you'll be like a tree planted by the river of water. Go ahead.
That bringeth forth his fruit in his season. His leaf also shall not wither. And with
It says you'll be a tree by the living water, and the leaf shall not wither. What does that mean? Meaning your spirit ain't gonna weaken. It's not gonna wither away like these leaves do when the seasons change. In fact, you're gonna bring forth good fruits when you walking in the ways of the Most High God. Good fruit, good works. You know? Keep going.
and whatsoever he doeth shall prosper.
And whatsoever he shall do, he shall prosper when you walking in the ways of the Most High God.
Right.
What is that? Keeping his laws, statutes, and commandments. They were given to the Israelites, so they must be kept by the Israelites. His commandments. That's how you prosper. Not by going to work every day, 6-7 days a week. Not by giving the pastor tithe and offering. That is not what the Most High just said, to be blessed, to be prosperous. Read that part again.
And he shall be like a tree planted by the rivers of water, that bringeth forth his fruit in his season. His leaf also will not wither, and whatsoever he doeth shall prosper.
whatsoever he shall do shall prosper. When you keeping the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High God, nothing else. As you can see, when we not doing it, we at the bottom of society. Your children won't listen to you. Your wife won't listen to you. Right? You're scared to say something to your boss at work. And you just thumbing through life trying to find your way. Groping at noonday, as the Bible describes it. Trying to find a way in life. But when you walking in the commandments or the ways of the Most High God, he said everything that you touch, everything that you do, you will be prosperous. Why do we reject it? Or why, a better question is, why don't they teach us this?